You're sitting there, replaying the moment in your head. The way he looked at you, just a little too long. The way he remembered that one thing you said 3 weeks ago. The way he always seems to appear right when you're around. And you're thinking, does he like me? Or am I making this up? Here's what I know. You're not making it up. But you're also not certain. And that uncertainty, that's the worst feeling. So today, we're ending it. I'm going to walk you through 7 signs that a boy likes you but is actively trying to hide it. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand. No more overthinking, no more guessing, just clarity. Stay until sign number 4, because that one surprises almost everyone, and it might be the most obvious sign you've been completely overlooking. Let's get into it. He remembers everything and pretends it's nothing. You mentioned your favorite song once, in passing, 3 weeks ago, and then one day, out of nowhere, he references it. You're thinking, wait, you remembered that? And he shrugs. Yeah, I don't know, just stuck. Here's the thing. People don't passively retain random details about someone they don't care about. The human brain is selective. We remember what we pay attention to, and we pay attention to what matters to us. When a boy likes you but is hiding it, he doesn't want to make it obvious, so he overcompensates. He'll play it cool. He'll pretend it just came up. But the fact that it came up at all, that tells you everything. This is called active listening disguised as passive recall. He was hanging on your words. He stored that detail, and it slipped out because he couldn't help it. Watch for patterns. It's not one detail, it's the accumulation of details. Your coffee order, the name of your dog, that thing that stressed you out last month. If he consistently remembers things you barely remember saying, he's not just a good listener. He's paying attention to you specifically. And a boy doesn't do that unless he's interested. But here's where it gets interesting, because how he acts when you notice is just as telling. Does he get a little flustered? Does he change the subject quickly? That's the next layer, and we'll get into that with sign 2. He gets awkward, but only around you. You've seen him with other people. He's confident, he's relaxed, he laughs easily, holds conversations, doesn't miss a beat. And then you walk into the room, and something shifts. Maybe he fumbles over his words. Maybe he suddenly becomes way too focused on his phone. Maybe he laughs too hard at something that wasn't that funny. Maybe he stands differently, squarer, taller, just slightly more alert. This is called behavioral inconsistency, and it's one of the most reliable signs someone has feelings they're trying to suppress. Here's why it happens. When you like someone and you're trying to hide it, your brain goes into overdrive. You become hyper-aware of every word you say, every move you make. You're monitoring yourself in real time. And that self-monitoring creates what psychologists call self-consciousness disruption. Basically, you break out of your natural autopilot behavior. He's no longer just existing in the conversation, he's performing. And performing is exhausting, which is why the cracks start to show. The key is the contrast. If he's awkward with everyone, it's just his personality. But if he's smooth and confident with everyone else, and then something subtly shifts around you, that's not a coincidence. Now, here's the twist. Some boys do the opposite. Instead of getting nervous, they overcompensate by becoming too calm, too composed, almost weirdly unaffected. Like they're trying so hard to seem unbothered that they become robotic. Both are signs of the same thing. Suppressed feelings create behavioral extremes, either nerves or forced neutrality. Pay attention to the shift, not just the behavior. He finds reasons to be near you, but never makes a move. He just happens to sit near you. He just happens to be where you are. He just happens to show up in the same place at the same time, a little too regularly to be pure coincidence. And yet, he doesn't do anything obvious about it. He doesn't ask you out. He doesn't say how he feels. He just gravitates. This is proximity behavior, and it's one of the most instinctive things humans do when they're attracted to someone. We are literally drawn toward the people we like. It's not always conscious. But when a boy is actively hiding his feelings, the proximity becomes strategic. He creates plausible deniability. "Oh, I just sat here because the other seats were taken. I just happened to be coming this way." He engineers closeness without having to admit he wanted it. Why does he do this instead of just saying something? Because proximity feels safe. It lets him be near you without risking rejection. It's a way of testing the waters, seeing how you react, whether you engage, whether you seem happy when he shows up. Here's what to watch for. Does he stay once he gets there? Anyone can accidentally end up near someone, but if he consistently finds reasons to extend the time, to keep the conversation going, to linger, that's intentional. And there's one more layer to this sign that most people miss. Pay attention to his body language when he's near you. Does he angle toward you? Does he find excuses to make physical contact? A light touch on the shoulder, a playful nudge. Proximity plus subtle touch is a combination that's almost never accidental. We're 3 signs in, and you're probably already thinking of someone specific right now. Good. Keep that person in mind, because sign 4 is the one that's going to make everything click. He teases you, but protects you. This one is the sign most people completely misread. He jokes with you, he pokes fun, he gives you a hard time, and you're sitting there thinking, does he even like me? He's kind of mean. Stop. Let me reframe this. Teasing is intimacy. It's not something we do with people we're indifferent to. When a boy teases you, he's creating a private dynamic, a world that's just between the two of you. Inside jokes, playful jabs, a language that only makes sense to you both. That's not distance, that's closeness disguised. But here's the thing that separates a boy who likes you from a boy who's just immature. The teasing always has a line, and he never crosses it. He won't make fun of something that genuinely hurts you. If he goes too far and you flinch even slightly, he'll pull back. He might not say sorry outright, because that would require him to admit he cares, but he'll redirect. He'll soften. He'll find a way to make it okay. And then there's the protection flip. When something real happens, when you're actually struggling, when someone is actually being unkind to you, when you need someone, this same boy shows up completely differently. The teasing disappears, he becomes steady, protective, present. That's not a coincidence, that's care. He's been paying attention the entire time. He just expresses it through the teasing when things are light and through the protection when things are heavy. If a boy likes you, he wants you to feel good. He's not trying to embarrass you, he's trying to connect. The teasing is the warm-up, the protection is the proof. Watch for both, you'll see them in the same person. He gets weird when other guys come up. You casually mention someone, a friend, a coworker, someone you briefly talked to. You're not even saying anything significant, it's just a name. And something changes in his face. He might go quiet. He might suddenly become very focused on whatever he's doing. He might ask a question that's slightly too casual. "Oh, who's that?" said in a voice that's trying very hard to sound like he doesn't care. This is suppressed jealousy, and it's one of the most involuntary responses in the human emotional system. Here's why he can't help it. Jealousy is rooted in something we value. You don't feel jealous about things you don't care about. The fact that a mention of another person creates even a flicker of reaction in him means that you are on his radar in a specific way. Now, a boy who is hiding his feelings won't confront this. He won't say, "I don't like that." He's not going to make a scene. Instead, what you'll see is subtlety, a shift in energy, a little coolness. Maybe he becomes slightly more attentive to you right after the conversation, like he's recalibrating. The key is to separate appropriate interest from possessiveness. A boy who genuinely likes you will feel this reaction, but he won't try to control you around it. He'll feel it, and then he'll cover. That covering, the attempt to seem unbothered, is the tell. What does the covering look like? He might change the subject quickly. He might say something dismissive, "Oh, cool," and move on too fast. He might become slightly quieter for a few minutes, then come back around. Notice the pattern. It's not about any one moment. It's about whether this response shows up consistently whenever another guy enters the conversation. Consistency is always the real signal. He shows up for you without being asked. You didn't say you needed help. You didn't ask him to be there, but somehow he was. You mentioned offhand that you were stressed. He checked in later. You said you had a long week. He showed up with coffee. You posted something that hinted you weren't okay. He texted. He noticed. He responded. He showed up. This is one of the purest signs of genuine interest and one of the easiest to overlook because it doesn't look like a grand gesture. It looks like nothing. It looks like coincidence. It looks like he's just a good person. Maybe he is a good person, but good people don't show up selectively. If he's consistently showing up for you in small ways while not doing the same for everyone else in his life, that's not personality, that's priority. People make time for what they want. People show up for who they care about. The world is full of things pulling at our attention, and he chose to pay attention to you. Here's what makes this sign different from friendship. A friend will show up when you explicitly say you need them. Someone who likes you will show up before you say it, because they're watching. They're clued into you in a way that other people aren't. The showing up without being asked, that's not obligation, that's investment. And if he downplays it when you thank him, it's nothing, don't worry about it. That's him hiding it. He doesn't want you to see how much he actually wanted to do it. Let that sink in. He treats you differently, and he knows it. This is the sign that ties everything together. There's a difference in the way he is with you. You felt it. You might have even called yourself crazy for feeling it, but you felt it. The way he looks at you is different. There's a fraction of a second longer in the eye contact, a warmth in it that isn't quite the same as how he looks at other people. The way he talks to you has a different register, softer or more animated or more careful, depending on his personality. The way he treats you is just slightly off from everyone else. And here's the critical thing. He knows it. On some level, he is aware that he is different around you. Boys who like someone are not completely unconscious of it. They feel the pull, even if they're suppressing it, which means the difference is not accidental. He's not being nicer to you because you're somehow more deserving than everyone else. He's being different with you because something in him responds to you differently, and he can't fully turn that off, no matter how much he tries to hide the feelings underneath. This is why the sum of all the signs matters. Any one of them in isolation could be explained away. He remembered something, maybe he's just good with details. He was near you, maybe it was convenient. He checked in, maybe he's a caring person. But all of them together, about the same person, in consistent patterns over time? That's not coincidence. That's someone who likes you and hasn't figured out how to say it yet. So here's where we land. You came into this video overthinking, replaying moments, trying to decode something that felt impossible to decode. And now you have a framework. You're not looking for grand declarations. You're not waiting for him to make some dramatic move. You're watching the patterns, the small things, the consistent things, the things that only happen with you. 7 signs. Any 3 or 4 of them consistently, he likes you. He's just scared. And honestly, that's kind of a good thing, because someone who likes you enough to be scared of losing you before he even has you, that's someone who actually cares. The question now isn't whether he likes you. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Drop a comment below with the sign that hit hardest for you. I read every single one. And if this helped you get out of your head and into clarity, share it with someone who needs it. You might just save them weeks of overthinking. See you in the next one.